And then they did dumps. They call them dumps, big, massive dumps.
Is this your homework, Larry?
Ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little brat?
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Johnny, and today we are going to dive into Bitcoin and a little bit of Ethereum technical analysis. But before we do, if you could please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I definitely appreciate the love, and don't forget to ding that bell to stay up to date on all of the latest and the greatest. All right, in yesterday's video, we talked about entering into a long trade. I had an aggressive buy here right at the fib R3 yearly pivot. We entered into this trade. We were up, I have to look at it right now, but we were up about 4%, and we used 10x leverage. So we did make a nice little 40% move there. Again, in yesterday's video, I let you know that I moved my stop loss up into profit just in case we did get this break to the downside. And it looks like this symmetrical triangle is continuing to head bearish. Now, what I'm looking at, honestly, is more of a descending triangle here. So we should get a bounce at any moment to come up and confirm this move to the downside. It's called a bearish retest confirmation. Now, where I'm looking at the Bitcoin price headed in the next few hours to days to possibly week, we could come all the way down and test the 21 weekly EMA. Worst case scenario, all the way down at $13,811. Now, if we do head down that low, it's cause for some excitement, because that means we are going to get the best entry ever back into Bitcoin. So that will be the last best time we are able to get an entry that low. But I really don't see the price headed down that far. I see, honestly, the furthest we head down will probably be $17,061 right at the bottom of the CME gap. But we could head down to the monthly Fibonacci pivot at $16,023, which is very, very, very possible. I'm not sure about likely, but let's go ahead and take a measure move. If this is an descending triangle, what we'll do is we'll take from the high down to the support area here, and then we'll move this arrow to the point of breakouts, and that coincidentally takes us all the way down very near the bottom of the CME gap. So if Bitcoin continues its descent down, closes up this CME gap, we're looking for bounces along the way, right? So I think we're going to get a bounce here right at the top of the CME gap. We should come up, give us our bearish confirmation of a further move to the downside. So that was the TA I had for a bearish retest of a symmetrical triangle. But if this is in fact a descending triangle, we should get the retest of this support flipped resistance, which happens to be right at the yearly Fibonacci R3 pivot. So let's head here. So I have buy orders sitting right here at $17,077. I'm just going to be waiting and watching to see what kind of bounce we get there. If for some reason we do not continue this move to the downside, then I'm going to be waiting and watching to see what price action does. And I guarantee you that I will put out a video with my idea and trade setups should there be one. All right, let's go ahead and see why the price is headed down. This is the DXY 2-hour chart, and as you can see, starting at about 2 o'clock on the 4th of December, we did start to get a bounce out of the DXY, which is likely the cause for Bitcoin heading down right now. Now, the DXY has been very, very closely inversely correlated to the price of Bitcoin over the past few I'd probably say past few months. So it's been a great confirmation so if we get a bullish breakout out of Bitcoin and we see the DXY continuing to head to the downside, then we know we are in a good trade. But if we are in a long trade and we see the DXY starting to get a bounce like this, that should let us know that we should be looking to possibly get out of a trade and take profits as soon as possible. Now, it looks like the DXY could break this upper trend line of this falling wedge. In the case it does, well, this is actually more of a falling channel than it really is a wedge. really depends on where you draw your trend lines, but there's a lot of interpretation here that could be right in a number of different ways. But if we do get the break of this wedge, I'm looking for it to come up and retest this GAN, now resistance, former support. Here's another GAN resistance right here. We're really breaking down completely. The DXY looks extremely bearish. We are getting these little bounces along the way, which we are seeing and feeling in the Bitcoin price. But I really see the DXY continuing to head to the downside because it's really not looking very bullish right now. All right, let's move into, let's take a look at the total crypto market cap. So this lets us know how every single crypto is really going to perform. It looks like we are actually forming, well, let's go ahead and take a look at this. We are in a descending triangle here as well on the total crypto market cap. We came up, so we previously were I had a triangle drawn here. We broke out of this triangle just like Bitcoin did. Hit my first target right at $568.167 billion. And it looks like we are headed down. So I have the buy right here at $510.922 billion, letting me know that it should be time to start getting back into large cap cryptos, specifically Bitcoin. All right, so if this is a descending triangle, this is going to give us a measured move right around here. I can go ahead and show you guys right here. Let's go ahead and take the arrow. We'll go from the high to the point of support. Okay, I'm a little bit conservative when I do my measured moves. Sometimes, especially in bullish breakouts, I usually put my arrow on the furthest away to kind of give me more of a conservative estimate on my targets. So if we move this arrow here, that gives us a breakdown of about 8.17%, a very healthy correction in the scheme of things. But if we move the arrow down to the point of breakout of this descending triangle, that gives us a bit of a further move to the downside, right at about $496.863 billion. But also we do have this GAN support here that we could come down and touch, but what I'm looking at is a healthy correction out of the total crypto market cap before continuing to the upside. There is a ton of bullish news right now surrounding crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. We have Michael Saylor coming out letting us know that he is trying to buy another $400 million worth of Bitcoin, and we just had Ethereum being listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange as an ETF, which is super exciting. They did the same thing for Bitcoin back in April. So, we're looking at a super bullish 2021 for all of cryptos, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're looking at right here. So this is the Ethereum dominance chart. Ethereum dominance is holding support right here on the 236 fib extension. If we break down below that, we should just get a retest of this upper trend line of this falling wedge. And then we should see Ethereum dominance start to head to the upside. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin dominance before we look at the Ethereum chart. So this is Bitcoin dominance on the daily chart. Again, we have been in this falling, broadening wedge for quite some time. This actually started all the way back in September of 2019. We looked like we were going to get the breakout of this falling, broadening wedge, but it actually fell back down into the pattern. So right now, it looks like we're getting a test of this upper trend line yet again. And what I think is being formed here is an inverse head and shoulders on the Bitcoin dominance chart, letting us know that we are looking bullish here. So this could be very bad for altcoins. So watch your altcoin positions over the next few weeks. We could be looking to get a nice pump out of Bitcoin, which would send altcoins down. Or in the very worst case scenario, we get a huge market crash, which is definitely on my radar right now. So Bitcoin dominance not looking terribly indicative of anything in either way at this point. We do need to close a candle above this trend line to, let you know that you should be getting out of your altcoin positions. And if we continue to move to the downside, it looks like we are in this fib channel between the 3414 and the 3618. We should head to the downside at some point, but here is the bottom of the much higher fib channel channel, and that would take us all the way down to about 60 or 62%. Now that would be great for altcoins, not necessarily for Bitcoin in the short term. Our USDT dominance is rising, letting us know that people are taking profits and moving back into USDT. Again, we're getting the bounce on the DXY, so that definitely does make sense. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Ethereum chart. This is the Ethereum chart we went over yesterday. Again, I was not in a trade. We were waiting for some price action to develop and let us know what's going on, and it looks like we have our answer. We just broke the yearly R2 fib pivot, which means we are likely heading further to the downside. We got a bounce off of my first target here at 544.47, and if we continue our way down, so if we break this support level here with a candle body close below, again, this is the Ethereum 8-hour chart. There's a very, very good chance that we're going to head down to the yearly R1 at $456.35. In the case it does, you should be buying these dips. Now, dollar cost average your way in is always the safest and smartest way to go, but if you are a trader, you're looking to take advantage of this volatility. So first target, I'm not going to buy in here at 543 until I see some definitive bullish price action. Right here at 489.34 is where I will have my first buy order. Second buy order right here at 456.76. And if we move out to the weekly and take a peek at the weekly EMAs plural, we have the 21 all the way down here at 466.67, 466.77, and our 8 weekly EMA at 506.20. So, that definitely lines up with my trading strategy as far as fibs go with Ethereum. But, as you guys may know, I do like to catch falling knives. So I'm trying to catch the bottom of this correction as closely to the bottom as possible. All right, guys. Again, look at this monthly or weekly chart for Ethereum. That is just incredibly bullish. Once we break this R3, guys, it's off to the races. There's really nothing holding Ethereum back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the oscillator. So on the weekly, there's nothing really crazy going on here. We are in the overbought area for the RSI. What's the actual value here? So we came up, we were overbought. We're right at 81. Technically over 70 is overbought. In bull markets, I move my overbought and oversold. Actually, I don't move my oversold. I move my overbought to 80 or 85 here. Yeah, I have 85 on my overbought, because typically in bull markets, you will see the RSI and the Stochastic RSI pinned in the overbought area as the price continues to rise. So looking at the weekly MACD for Ethereum, again, we have the bullish cross, but it does look like we're getting the curl over, and we could be headed down for a bearish cross or just a test of that signal line. Again, we have some nice hidden bullish divergence on the histogram, letting us know that we should see some continuation. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily of these oscillators. Here, again, we have some bearish divergence on the RSI, letting us know that we are headed down for a correction. Also, the same thing too with the MACD and signal line also has some bearish divergence, as well as on the histogram. So a move to the downside is very, very, very likely. We should catch some support right here around 462, 465. But in the event that we do break down further, we could come down and catch the 200 daily EMA right at 380.24. But I really do not see price heading down that far. I really see us catching support right here between this yearly R1 and the what is that there? What fib is that? That is, I think that's the 55. Yes. So right between the yearly R1 and the 55 daily EMA should let us know that should be a great place to re-enter as we try to ride this wave all the way to the peak of this bull cycle. So right here, 495.41, I'll start layering in my buy orders right around here. Again, zero leverage, so you just have to have cash on the sideline waiting for these types of corrections. Look how strong this MACD looks, though. We have hidden bullish divergence like crazy in the histogram, as well as in the MACD and signal line. We just got a bullish cross here. Pretty amazing stuff. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at Bitcoin's oscillators. So let's see, BTC, USD, Bitstamp chart. I always use the Bitstamp chart because other than the BLX, it has the most data. Let's go ahead and bring this bad boy down. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin chart. Again, we do have the bearish divergence on the RSI. We do have some very strong hidden bullish divergence on the daily MACD. Let's go ahead and check out the volume weighted MACD. Sometimes that will give us a little bit of an insight into any divergences we see. That might actually be the volume weighted MACD there. Oh yeah, so we've been talking about the volume weighted MACD this whole time. Let's bring in the regular MACD. Regular MACD. All right. So we're not seeing the hidden bullish divergence. Again, this is why I like to use volume weighted indicators and oscillators, because they do give you a bit more of an accurate insight into what's going on. We are moving bearish according to the regular MACD on Bitcoin, but this looks extremely bullish on the volume weighted MACD. So again, we do have some nice hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. If we take this swing to this swing, it looks great. But again, we do have that bearish divergence that could be playing out as we speak. Let's go back to Ethereum really quickly. Ethereum USD. And we'll go back to the Bitstamp chart and we'll just check what our regular MACD looks like for Ethereum. Again, it's the same thing, but we do have some nice hidden bullish divergence here. So, there's some mixed signals, a little ambiguity here with both Bitcoin and Ethereum. But the word is that the CME is very short on Bitcoin right now. And as we get more and more institutional players into this game, we're going to see things like this. Trading is not going to be as straightforward as it used to be. So unfortunately, guys, you're going to be hearing those stories from the OGs about how much fun trading used to be before these big ass bullies came into the market. All right, so Bitcoin, again, we're looking this is Ethereum. Again, we're looking at 493, right around $494 as a re-entry, probably $457 as our next re-entry. And then Bitcoin, again, I think that we are headed down to close the CME gap. So we're looking at entries right around $17,000, specifically $17,022.58. But worst case scenario or best case, depending on how you look at it, we could head all the way down to the weekly or 21 EMA. 21 EMA is all the way down at $13,799.09 at the time of recording this video. So guys, keep your eye on price action. Buy these dips up as quickly as possible. It's not financial advice, but it's good advice. So, all right, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.